Today's review is on Goldeneye 007 for the N64. Goldeneye 007 is a first-person shooter video game developed by Rare and based on the 1995 James Bond film, Goldeneye. It was published by Nintendo and was exclusively released for the N64 in August 1997. The game features a single-player campaign in which the players assume the role of MI6 agent James Bond as he fights to prevent a criminal syndicate from using a satellite weapon that may cause a global financial meltdown. Goldeneye 007 was developed over 2.5 years by an inexperienced development team and was originally intended to be an on-rails shooter inspired by Sega's Virtua Cop, before being redesigned as a free-roaming shooter. As one of the first-person shooters for a home console, GoldenEye 007 established a new archetype and introduced several innovations to the genre, including a zoomable sniper rifle, stealth elements, and a multiplayer deathmatch mode on a console. GoldenEye 007 was a critical and commercial success. It received overwhelmingly positive reviews for the gaming media, and it sold over 8 million copies worldwide. Many of the industry journalists have praised it as one of the most important first-person shooters of all time. The game's influence on newer games of the genre signaled a transition from the old Doom-like approach to a more realistic and atmospheric style. GoldenEye 007 was followed by a spiritual successor, Perfect Dark, which was also developed by Rare for the N64. In 2010, a remake of the game was published by Activision and released for the Nintendo Wii and Nintendo DS, then later re-released as GoldenEye 007 Reloaded for Xbox 360 and PS3 in 2011. GoldenEye 007 closely follows the plot of the movie, though some parts are altered. The game starts in the Soviet Union in 1986, where MI6 has uncovered a secret criminal weapons facility. James Bond and fellow 00 agent Alec Trevelyan are sent to infiltrate the facility and plant explosive charges. During the mission, Trevelyan is supposedly killed by Colonel Arkady Oromov, but Bond escapes by using an aeroplane. 5 years later, Bond is sent to investigate a satellite control station in Russia, where programmers Natalia Simonova and Boris Grishenko work. 2 years after the mission, Bond investigates an unscheduled test firing of a missile, believed to be a cover for the launch of a satellite known as Goldeneye. This space-based weapon works on firing a concentrated electromagnetic pulse at any Earth target to disable any electrical circuit within range. As Bond leaves the silo, he is ambushed by Oromov and sent to be killed by a squad of Soviet troops. He defeats the troops, but Oromov escapes. Stealth is a significant element of the gameplay. Frequent gunfire can alert distant guards, and activated alarms can trigger infinitely respawning enemies. Therefore, in order to avoid gunfights with numerous opponents, it is advantageous to eliminate soldiers and security cameras before they spot or hear you. Certain weapons incorporate the suppressor or telescopic sight attachments to aid the player in killing the enemies discreetly. The arsenal of weapons includes pistols, submachine guns, heavy weapons, grenades, and throwing knives. Guns have limited ammo and must be reloaded after a certain number of shots, while the player may acquire and carry as many weapons as can be found in the James Bond missions. The player's initial weapon in most missions of James Bond is the Walther PPK, but is renamed in the game as the PP7. Most of the game's firearms are modelled on real-life counterparts, but some of the names are altered, while others are based on fictitious devices featured in the Bond films, such as the Golden Gun and the Moonraker laser. The weapons vary in characteristics such as rate of fire, degree of penetration, and type of ammunition used, and they all inflict different levels of damage depending on which body part they hit. There are no health recovery items in the game, although armor vests can be acquired to provide a secondary health bar. So, I give Goldeneye a total of 9 out of 10. Graphics 8 out of 10, are impressive for a game on the N64. Playability 9 out of 10. Not really any tricky controls, so the game feels quite smooth and easy. Gameplay 9 out of 10. You can really get into the game, and if you know the Goldeneye story, it's the bonus. Well, that's all for my review on Goldeneye. See you next time. Goodbye.